caught my girlfriend cheating on me when I pretended to be another guy. She snapped her laptop shut when I walked into the living room. That loud click was the first thing that felt wrong. The sound was so sharp it cut through the quiet apartment. It was a sure sign of a secret. Later that night, she was texting someone. I sat on the other end of the couch, trying to read. She tilted the phone screen away from me. A quick practiced move. I saw the faint blue light on her face. A tight knot formed in my stomach. I tried to ignore it, but the feeling was cold and heavy. A few days later, I tried to talk. I told her she seemed distant. She brushed it off, said it was just work stress. She told me I was overthinking again. Her voice was calm, almost patronizing. It made me feel small, stupid for even asking. The next week, things got worse. At a barbecue, a mutual friend said she'd seen my fiance's profile on a dating app. She laughed, thinking it was old. I laughed too, pretending it was a joke. But inside, something broke. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept staring at her phone charging on the nightstand. The urge to grab it was almost unbearable. I needed the truth, but I couldn't do it. Snooping felt wrong, even when I knew she was lying. Around 3 in the morning, I had another idea, a cleaner one. If she wanted to lie, I'd make her lie to me directly. The next day, I created a fake dating profile. I used a burner laptop at a library and picked believable stock photos. A man who looked charming, confident, real. I wrote a short bio, something witty and mysterious. Crafting that fake person felt like building a precise weapon. That night, I found her profile within minutes. She was using a recent picture. I took a breath and sent the first message. My hands were shaking. She replied almost immediately. She was eager, flattered, playful, desperate for attention. She said things to the fake man she hadn't said to me in years. Reading those messages made me feel sick, but it confirmed everything. I'd built a perfect trap. For a week, we talked. I steered the conversation toward meeting in person. I made her think it was her idea. We picked a coffee shop downtown, busy, with big glass windows, perfect for watching. On the day of the meeting, I got there early. I sat in a back booth with a clear view of the door. My heart was pounding, but my mind was cold. At exactly 4 o'clock, she walked in. She wore a new dress and checked her reflection in the glass. She looked nervous but excited, scanning the crowd for the handsome stranger from the photos. The sight was pathetic. My anger melted into contempt. I lifted my phone and took one clear photo, her standing there, searching for a man who didn't exist. The quiet click of the shutter felt final. Then I texted her real number. Running a few minutes late, I watched her check her phone, her face softening as she read it. She sat at a small table, waiting. A small, cruel smile crossed my face. 5 minutes later, I left. I slipped out through the side door and walked into the bright afternoon sun. The air felt clean and sharp. I didn't go home. Instead, I walked 10 blocks north to an upscale pawn shop, the kind with carpets and glass counters. I took out the expensive silver diving watch she'd given me when we got engaged. The man behind the counter inspected it, quoted a fair price. I agreed instantly. Selling that symbol of a lie felt like shedding a weight I'd carried too long. I returned to the apartment. She'd still be at the coffee shop, waiting for a man who'd never come. The place was silent when I walked in. I grabbed one suitcase and packed only my things. Clothes, toiletries, papers. I left every gift, every photo, every trace of her. The only sound was the clean zip of the suitcase. In the bedroom, I placed the pawn ticket on her pillow. Beside it, I left a small folded note I'd written earlier. Found what you were looking for? The sight of that white slip on the empty bed was perfect, quiet, final. I left my key on the counter and walked out without looking back. I took a taxi to a hotel near the airport. After checking in, I sat on the stiff bed, opened my phone, and blocked her everywhere. Her number, her accounts, every platform. Each tap of block felt like a door slamming shut. When I was done, I deleted the fake profile. It was over. The next morning, I woke early. The room was silent. My phone was empty. No calls, no messages, just peace. It was the first morning in years that felt clean. The lies were gone, and so was she.